Alright, this is going to be the first video. This is going to be the starting video. It's not perfect. None of it's going to be perfect. None of the videos. This is going to be the one that's closest to how I want, the style that I want it to be for now for the vlogging. It will be most likely in a vehicle. Maybe I'll do some walking around. None of this matters. I don't know why I'm rambling. I need to get used to talking to myself, not in my own head, out loud. I'm not used to this at all. Just don't know how to speak. Okay. So much has happened this year. I started recording earlier this year. It might have been super early. It doesn't matter, and I don't care to look back. And I don't care to figure out like what month it started or anything. There's a lot that is going to be recorded in this. It's going to be extremely personal, and I'm not talking about this video specifically, just the vlogging in general. Very open person. I'm going to make this one the starting video, as I already said. Then a lot of the next videos, actually all of the next videos, maybe I'll do it back and forth. What I was going to say is the next videos are just going to be the ones that I started months and months and months ago, and some of the more recent ones and whatever. This is the 12th. Uploading on the 12th, recording on the 12th. That's how it is right now. The next videos are going to be from whenever. They're going to be disorganized. They're going to be not in any like chronological order like I wanted it to be. I recorded it on too many different things and never organized it. Last night I pushed through my energy issues. Nobody knows what that is right now, aside from people in my life, and really mostly myself. I don't think that anybody really knows. I'm not going to be doing cutting. I'm not going to be doing editing stuff, I don't think. It really just depends on what happens or how I feel later down the road. I just want to start. That's it. Don't care what I look like. Don't care what I say. I need to start. And then I will never stop. Today's the first day. I should have done this 15 years ago. I should have done it a year ago. I should have done it a month ago. None of it matters. None of it. I need to I'm going to be correcting myself a lot in these vlogs. Not I need. I need is incorrect. I am starting today. And we'll just be uploading this one. Then the next day, probably a random old one. And then I'll delete it. Another random old one. And then I'll delete it. Or I'll go back and forth, like a new one, old one, new one, old one. And I'll just label them or title them correctly so that it's known that this was in the past. And then once I'm caught up to all my old ones, then the new ones will be flowing through daily stuff, daily vlogging, talking, ideas, list stuff, things that I think about, dreams, whatever. I don't even know how any of this, like the volume sounds. I don't know how it looks. I'm trying not to look at the camera. Maybe it makes sense to look at it. I don't know. Maybe I'll use like a tripod at some point. I have like an old one that I've never really used. I got it from private investigating work that I did in the past. And this is it. When I just do things, that's when some really good stuff happens. I know the same goes for a ton of other people, but this is going to be about me. The vlogging stuff is about me. It'll incorporate conversations that I have with important people to me. Trying to put dreams into words and emotions into words, and trying to make over time, I'm sure I'll get really good at it, try to make my outward recording voice, talking to myself, sound like my inner monologuing and the things that I think about, because it's so interesting how you talk with people, you sound a certain way. You talk to a camera, you sound a certain way. You think in your head, you sound a certain way. Some people even change it person to person how they talk. I want to make it as similar to being in my brain as possible over time. It's just like I'll use like Tetris as an example. I'm not like a Tetris guy or anything, but I decided a while ago on my TV, like the smart TV, clearing out all the terrible apps that are useless, and just kind of like organizing the TV. I saw a Tetris app. It has ads, whatever. Started playing it. I'm terrible at it. I've tried in the past, whatever. No inclination toward it or anything. But then something interesting happened where I decided I would, I thought it was kind of interesting playing it as an adult and just being terrible at it. And I was like, oh, it records my score at the end. Okay. It reminded me of like Guitar Hero when you type in your name at the end. And my score was just really, like, it was in the hundreds, not even the thousands. And I was like, I'm gonna play this once a day. One game of it, no restarting, no do-over, no second round, just one game of Tetris every single day. No looking up on YouTube, nothing, just gonna play it. Doesn't matter when I play it, not routine, could be the end of the night, beginning of the day, whenever. Because I can like multitask. I could eat and use one of my other, use my left hand or whatever. I can control like the Tetris board with my left or right hand. It's not like that crazy because you use the remote control for the TV. And I've been doing that since the beginning of this year, maybe like December of last year. So over a year at the least, over a year, a little bit over the year at the most. Playing it a little bit, once a day. Sometimes I forget, whatever, but I would never play more than once a day, and never would. Super fast stack them to the top so that I lose. I would never like be upset if I didn't get a specific space or anything. I would just play the game. That's it. And over time, it just became like a muscle. Like when you go to the bathroom, or how you brush your teeth, walking, any skill that someone has, just it just instinct. It's like straight up just instinct. It's just whatever. I don't really process. I'm sure my brain is processing it in the background, but I don't think about it actively. Over time, I noticed that that's what I was doing. And now I'm not crazy at the game, right? When it starts going pretty fast, I'm no stress or anything like that, but I just get worse, obviously. Everybody does, depending on their level. I'm talking about this for way too long. But essentially, I got like 300 on my first game points. That's really low. Then on my most recent game, it's not my highest one, but my most recent one was like 290,000. Like I said, I've never looked into the game. I've never, I don't even know what that number means, or if I could have gotten more points by doing something else. I just play the game. Just put them in the spot. I'm like, yeah. It's a very small example, but it's a very attainable and believable example of something that someone can just become better at. Like, you can just become better at things just by doing a little bit each day. And it's so difficult for people with executive functionality that's at 0% like me. Sometimes it blinks and I get like up to 5%. Sometimes I get more, depending on who I'm talking to or what I'm doing, or if it's not as all over the place as I'm making it sound. It's pretty much really bad every single day. Like I'm catatonic, or I'm in stasis, or I'm like frozen. And that's when the trichotillomania like activates, is when I'm trying to push through that executive dysfunctioning. And then I'm like, have a extreme, like a compelling desire to rip my face off, like I pull my beard hair out. And I'm beginning a lot better with that too. My mom is on like day 50 or something like that of her quitting smoking. That's an insane hardcore addiction that has been going on like majority of her life, and she's doing really good with it. And on day 30 I started my, like, I'm just gonna have control over the trichotillomania stuff. It does not work, and it happens when I don't know it, but I've pretty much brought the antecedent down to, it's almost always when I'm trying to push through zero energy, zero executive functioning, or trying to do a thing that's difficult, which really goes into the energy and functioning anyway. But it happens when I don't realize it. But now I'm like seeing the antecedents happen before it starts a lot of the time, like when I've worked with in my previous field. And it's not perfect, it's not 100% of the time, but a lot of the time now I can, like, it's so weird to describe. Like, I can feel the hair, and then I can be like, okay, I know the desired feeling my brain wants, so that I just don't have, so I can like not push through this energy, not push through this functioning, zero energy, zero functioning. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop. And I have a couple different things. I have like this tiny cube that I'll move around in my hand, or these little like yellow baby blocks that you can kind of move around or snap into place. I also have a little tiny pair of scissors for trimming. So instead of like, if I feel like an extreme desire, like I can't overcome it, I'll just cut it instead. And then it ruins that feeling, so that like it just interrupts it. It's like an instant in Magic the Gathering or something, or like a whatever. But getting better with that. Mom definitely inspired that. People have been helping me with that. But I already take certain medications, and I just don't want, well, I'm on hardcore medication, but I just don't want, like, to have to take a ton of different stuff for a few different things. Like one or two, maybe three at most things that help me in my life is probably what I'm going to be at. But this is something that I think that I can just completely stop and halt if I'm very vigilant. And yeah, I'm all over the place with what I'm talking about because this doesn't matter. I'm trying to just get used to just talking. All right, so I'll have to bring up updates on everything that has happened this year because I should have been recording all of it. I have random moments and random times where I was able to do this, to push through the energy, to push through the functioning, executive functioning. It's just crazy. What was I saying? Yeah. So I should have been doing it. Doesn't matter. I say the next day. I can do it the next day. I can do it the next night. I'll stay up. I'll pull an all-nighter. I'll do what I need to do to get this thing done. And it just doesn't happen because I think this is what a ton of people go through. Maybe not. Maybe people are lazy. I don't know. It's not laziness for me. It is just I do not function to be able to do things that I need to do. But I'm getting better with it. This is the first day. I know other videos have said it, but this is going to be the first one on the channel thing. This is going to be the first one. I know that I've said it before in the other videos. It doesn't matter. This is going to be the first one. Okay? Title the videos. I have to remind myself, title the videos accordingly. If I go back and forth, or if I just throw in all the old videos and then I can just delete them. And then I'll be uploading daily. Maybe multiple. I don't know, but probably just daily. Depends on how good I become at this and all the different things that I want to do with it. But it just needs to be right now. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be my exact idea. It doesn't have to be all the different parts to this thing that I'm trying to do. It's just, this is the start. I got in like really good shape before by just starting, doing the gym stuff, constantly becoming better and better, researching, like what I've been doing with my psychiatrist stuff and my medical stuff going on. When it's at the forefront and I'm able to do it, or I need to do it, and it is literally like there's no way for me to get past it when that's what happens, and it's interrupting my actual life to the point where I'm not like existing correctly. It's interrupting my eating, sleeping, working, moving at all. I think there's a couple of them where there's like one, maybe between 1 and 3 that I've recorded, but I just recorded one fairly recently where I just could not move. And I set it up to where all I had to do was reach for the phone, turn it on, and it took me a while, but I did it. And that's going to sound like stupid shit, but I'm sure that like a lot of people experience this type of thing. Maybe not. I don't really actually know, to be honest, because I mean, it has to exist, right? Because it's in like these it's like part of the stuff that like the doctor and psychiatrists and other specialists help me with, right? So I know that they have experience with it, or they've read research on it, so I know it exists. Just saying, like, I haven't really talked to people that experience it the same way that I do, so it's interesting to talk about. But it can be like the lessons and like the pushing through and the things that I've dealt with and mechanisms that I've been able to implement to like make things easier for myself can just be allocated to things in other people's lives in general. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Once all these videos are organized and set up, not these videos, sorry. Once I've uploaded the previous ones and they're gone, and I just do daily stuff, then I'll be able to move on to the next step, which is organizing my thoughts to video by video instead of randomness vlogging. It can be random because that's just kind of how I talk. I'm all over the place, ton of tangents, but I can have like a starting topic that I can swing back around to the whole time. But this is it. One thing at a time. Just one small thing at a time. Break it down as far as it needs to go to. As far as it possibly can. With how my body feels, with the energy and like my stomach and things that you'll hear about as you listen to these. It's very difficult to even do any of the exercise stuff. Like when I was getting in really good shape that I mentioned earlier, but never explained. When I got in really good shape, I was able to just do it without thinking, just like the Tetris thing. I just automatically would go at the end of the day, the end of the night actually. I went like at midnight when nobody was there to the gym. But I would just do it, and I had like, I knew like each day what I was going to be doing, and I didn't have to really look at it. I would look at the weight amounts or the sequence of it, the structure, but I wouldn't have to think like, oh, which lifts am I doing, or which do I need to go to the gym or whatever. It just was like a part of my existence. And then once my energy was declining and my stomach was feeling worse and worse and my other stuff going on, like I just started doing less and less and less and less. And so I was still trying to keep it broken down, and I got to the point where I was just doing like slight muscle, and then some like tendon and arm like movement stuff with a hammer going back and forth with the weight, because my arm got pretty damaged just from like how fast I was my lifts were going with like my chest and back lifts like just went so much faster than my arms. And as far as I know from like the specialist for that, I just damaged a lot of stuff in my arm, and I can go into detail about it, but it doesn't really matter. They just suggested not doing any heavy stuff anymore, and doing like therapy, which I've done. Doing physical therapy, I should say. I've done physical therapy and normal therapy, but I've done physical therapy in the past for my knees when I was playing sports, and like my knees would pop out of place, and it was extremely painful because it would pop out and go right back, and so it'd be like double pain, like stacked. And so anyway, they were saying, yeah, you got to take time off of it, and it just so happens that my other health stuff happened, and so it worked out that way. And my arms, like I can still feel when it's not good, or I can feel like when the weather changes, like that silly stuff that people say, like you can feel stuff like that. And when I do certain movements or like certain weight, more leaning on that side, it does like affect it. But anyway, I'm going all over the place. There's hundreds of thousands, if not billions, of people that have it significantly worse than me in life, in physicality, mental experiences, whatever. So yes, my stuff is extreme for myself, but other people have it extreme. It doesn't really matter the extent. There's no like comparison back and forth, because it's just you experience what you experience in your body and your mind, your emotions, through your senses and everything. So senses, emotional response, thinking, mental response, behavior. So that's like the order of it. And so yes, I broke it down way further when my gym stuff started to go down, and eventually to nothing. But like I said, I was doing arm stuff for a really long time and walking, and I still do walking, but I've gotten way out of shape. But it's actually interesting, and to me at least, and excited to see myself do it again. See if there's any level of like muscle memory, since it's been a long time now. It's been like a couple years since I was being consistent every day. But your body just has like instinct stuff. I've been realizing this a lot, especially with like the dreams that I have all the time that are extremely vivid, and like feeling like I'm actually there, like in a different dimension or different reality or different like plane, timeline or whatever, where it's like things went differently in different whatever. It's just really weird, and I'll try to explain it down the line as I have more of the dreams. But yeah, like the other day I slipped on the ice getting into my car. Slipped on it. And just, I didn't think about it. I didn't do anything, and my reflexes were just like insanely fast. I caught myself on, because I was getting in the car, caught myself on the door, like on the door inner handle, like the thing that you hold to close the door, and my steering wheel. And it was just like, I didn't get hurt or anything. It was just like perfect, like my body just knew how to react. And I think that's a lot of what can happen. I feel like that can happen. It's happened with Tetris. It happens with my reflexes. It happened with the gym. It happened back in the day when I was like a teenager, when I was watching a ton of like shows, live action or anime or cartoons or any different type of show. I was consuming an insane amount, but I was also reading a ton. And I had to do homework, and I like hung out with friends on the weekends and stuff. But in general, I was reading a ton, and I was watching the shows a ton. Just like, it was just an instinctual thing. I know exactly what to look for. I know exactly what I'm going to watch today. A ton of different things I'm keeping up with. And then the reading thing. I'd read like one book at a time. It'd take me like a month to get through, because I would read it slowly, because I was more into watching the shows. And like when I was even younger than that, I read more, because I mean, it wasn't as accessible to watch stuff unless it was just on straight up TV, whatever's on TV. But yeah, I've been always into like movies and shows and music and books and stuff. But yeah, so same deal. I'd read a ton, and I would like to get back to that point. Like, I still read maybe like 5 to 10 books a year, but I want to be reading way more than that. It's just, like I said, breaking things down to small parts. This is what I've been saying I need to do for fucking 15 years, is do the YouTube thing. Vlog it, do what I need to do, stop overthinking. I can change the trajectory or the editing or the cutting pieces of the videos, or attaching different videos to each other. I can change the types of videos I make. It doesn't matter, but I have to start. Once I start and I keep doing it, doesn't matter like the anything about the videos. It just has to be started and continued. And then later, when I have more I have like a higher semblance of what I want to do with it, or more time toward it or whatever, then I can make changes, but it's already started. I should have been starting it forever ago. I started the dang YouTube, like my actual channel started, I think in like 2011, 10, 11, or 12, somewhere around there. And then after like a year or two, I was super into the idea of like sharing like either my life or my knowledge on very obscure things or whatever. And I would go back and forth and like up and down, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, all over the dang place. Circles, in circles, going around like, I should do this, I shouldn't, I should do this, I shouldn't. But it's like, it's not even my, it's very interesting having been an adult for a while now. Like I'm well into it, seeing like why I wasn't able to do it before, because of like the mental stuff that I had going on and emotional stuff going on. And I still am having a super difficult time with everything, but I'm doing the things that I need to do, doctor, specialist, psychiatrist, everything, and things on my own research and everything, to get where I need to be. I'm doing better all the time. And that's what the video should be. The video should be, you're getting better all the time. Just like the Tetris getting better all the time. Every day, a little bit every day. This can be done a little bit every day. The gym, a little bit every day. Even on the rest days, it'd be, what would I do? Walk. Or jog or sprint. Or stretching, anything. A little bit every day. Same thing. Reading books. A chapter, even if it's just a chapter. If you have a bookmark, you can do half a chapter. You can do a page. It doesn't matter. Breaking it down as far as it needs to go to, as though you're like a little kid, even a toddler, it doesn't matter. Men and women, adults are the same. There's certain things that become easier, certain things that are forced into your life, certain things that happen. And if you want to do stuff, you're determined, you have the perseverance to do it, but you're not able to, for some sort of reason, it doesn't really matter, then this is the way to do it. Extremely small. And that's, I say it for myself, because I'm talking to myself, because I don't do it, because of my stuff that's so difficult to get through. So it's understandable, and I try to be as understanding of all different types of people, because everybody has their own stuff going on. It's possible, and I'm trying to do it right now. I'm trying to do it now. I tried to do it before. This whole year, especially in the last 3 years, working on my list, which I'll get into about the list another time. The list stuff, preparing to do this. This is the main thing. Once this is a habit, or just a normal muscle thing that I know it needs to be done every day. Once that's like that, boom, I can work on the next thing. Start reading chapter a day or more, if I can include the time. I love reading, so I want to do it more. Boom, implemented. Once that is regular, gym. My options are probably going to be a little different. Most likely it's going to be this. There's other things stacked in front of this, like a stack in Magic the Gathering. There's other stuff stacked in front of the YouTube thing, but I'll get into that another time as well. Yeah, this. I don't do everything at once. My brain tries to tell me do everything at once. My active thought process is do everything at once, but then my background stuff and knowing how difficult things are, it's no, break it down, way down. But I want to get things done, or I want to do things faster than what I'm saying, or get things out of the way so I can do other things. 1,500 things on my list of things to do. Present time, weekly, monthly, way in the future, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff on there. It got really organized a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, a couple years ago, before things started to way decline. But that's it. And things will get in the way. And if you're like me, which I like to say that I'm cursed, I have a curse, because every day there's something. And I'm sure this applies to everyone, whatever. But in my own life, every day there's something. I could go sell a game that I haven't played in forever, I already played it a ton, and I'm like, cool, I got $50 or whatever. Probably never gonna sell a game for $50 unless it's like really old. But that's happened to me where I've sold like a bunch of stuff before, and then like I'll get pulled over. And it's not like I'm going crazy, like super fast or anything. It could be just like slightly over, or as a routine thing, whatever. And I get a ticket. It'll be like, oh, so that's why I sold that stuff, was so I could pay for this ticket. Cool. Just like things like that. Funny things like that. Or other things that I'll be saying in these videos that just happen. Like getting a meal, and then getting out like one time I got out the gallon of milk, drink some milk, and I dropped the cup on the floor, and it bounced, so like all the liquid pieces got all over not pieces, like droplets got all over the kitchen, like it was blood spatter, but milk. Cleaned it up, took a really long time, drank the milk, watched a show, whatever, YouTube video probably, and then I went like to the bathroom I was gonna get ready to go take a shower and everything, use some mouthwash, and I dropped the whole mouthwash container, and then that was all over the bathroom. And it's just like constant reminders of life or the universe or whatever the fuck, or me in general. I feel like it's more our bodies, just a constant reminder to myself that things happen. That's just like, be present and experience things, and things happen, and it's fine, and it's cool, and it like makes you a better person. It's just like, it's interesting or funny or whatever, like to have stories about it. So yeah, I'll be sharing like a ton of things, funny or silly, ridiculous things that happen to me, or just things I go through daily. Last night was hardcore for me. Took my stuff at the wrong time, so my insomnia was like well in overdrive. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to sleep for a while. Started organizing some more of the stuff that I had to go through. Started doing moving the videos over, which takes a long time when they're like a few gigabytes. And doing that, ran into a roadblock of like one of the old phones I was using to store videos on for YouTube was like constantly having an error when I would use it on the computer. And so I'm like, okay, well, these are I'm gonna start with this video that I'm doing right now, then the next videos that will be uploaded, most likely back and forth, probably most likely will be on that phone until they're all gone, and then I can just have that old phone as whatever, a backup, a little media device. But I don't have to use it for that. I don't have to move the stuff over, just have to pivot from whatever the plan was. I've had to pivot so many times in my life for different things. I'm pivoting a ton of times right now in my life, and I'll explain it over time. But this is just the beginning. It's the beginning of it. It's gonna be it. And I will be doing updates on everything. First update is I'm uploading right now. Next update, upload until it is normal, until I am doing it every day, just like the gym or reading or Tetris. And I don't do the Tetris thing anymore, but because I don't have that TV, because it was destroyed, not by me, but I could still do it, but on the phone is terrible. But I could do it on this other TV that my friends have. I played it here and there. I actually like the game better on this TV, but it doesn't save my score, which is just annoying because I like to see it go up or down it doesn't really matter that much, because it's really just about like the muscle experience of just playing it and just having like my background senses, like my background sight, just process it, put it into my brain, and my brain just like automatically does it without me thinking. So it's not really about the score. It's just about, it doesn't matter. I'm going all over the place. I don't play this game that much, okay? I don't know why I'm focusing on it right now. It's just a good example of like something that you can do a little tiny bit over time. Like you're trying to teach someone to tie their shoes or ride a bike. Like there's very, very, very small pieces or parts that can be broken down even further. Whatever it needs to be for you, whatever it needs to be for me, I should be talking about myself. Yeah, I have to break the stuff down like insanely until I can function properly again. It's going to be way broken down. And yes, not all of this is super broken down like what I'm doing right now. It's still going to be a pain. Because a lot of stuff gets put off because of the executive dysfunction and the zero energy stuff. I still haven't like signed in on this like older phone that I'm using for recording so that I can like read off of my actual phone. If I have, not like read a script or anything, because I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk just on the fly. But I mean, read off any stuff from my list or if I'm on a call, or if I'm like, if I have anything that I need to remember. I'm not doing anything with it right now, just sitting here, but I don't even know where I was going with this. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't matter how far it's broken down. It's okay. It's okay if like the thing that the first step for getting healthier is, oh, okay, yeah, let me quit drinking soda. This is just an example for someone that's like wanting to lose weight or something. I'm going to stop drinking soda. Okay. But think about the reason why you drink that every day. The relationship you have with that. Is it the fizz? Is it the taste? Is it just a regular thing? Is it the smell? Is it just what you've always done? It doesn't really matter, but think about that first and be okay with it. That's like the first small step. Why? Even if the answer is, I just love drinking it. Who cares? It doesn't really matter what it is. Do that. Then the next step is, do I cut out the soda? And no. Do I replace it with something else fizzy? No. These are big steps. Little steps. What do you do with that first? Find some other drink, for example. This is just an example, right? Find another drink that satisfies that, whatever that relationship thing is that you have with the soda. Then keep drinking the soda, but include the drink here and there, and test a bunch of them if you have the ability to, or the ability or the money to, or whatever. Test a bunch of them. Make sure it's stuff that's like, you're not choosing it just to choose it, to be done with it. Choose something that actually is very similar to it, to the point where it makes the transition easier. So you just do a little bit over time, whichever one you find. Spend time finding it. Then once you found it, implement it here and there. Maybe you have multiple. Let's say it's like you like the fizz of it. Okay, you find some other fizzy drink that doesn't have a ton of calories and sugar and stuff in it or whatever. Doesn't really matter. And then you start doing, like, let's say you have 10 glasses a day or 10 cans a day, whatever. Do 9. And then once you're like on regular, you're fine doing 9, then do 8 and include one of the other fizzy things, or do 6 or whatever. Just be realistic with yourself. And like I said, this is me talking to myself. I want to do all of my stuff that I like to do and that I need to do every day. It's just not possible with my current with my current state of my energy loss and executive functioning loss, both being at 0 or barely blipping up a little bit, getting on the radar a little bit, like tiny bits at a time. This is what I'm saying to myself. I'm gonna do the same thing when I start the gym. It's gonna be just doing the hammer stuff again until I'm used to doing that. It's gonna be doing ulnar and radial deviation and supination and pronation, and then like practice like doing like quick movements with it. And then it's gonna be okay, now bicep stuff, or now shoulder stuff. It doesn't really matter. It's just getting started, because eventually I'll be doing everything. Okay, oh, I started my shoulders before my back. Doesn't matter. I could either go years or just never do it again, of like just not exercising or getting stronger or like healthier or whatever. Or I could just do small bits at a time. But like I said, once again, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to probably say there's a ton in all these vlogs. And I have to decide, do I want to look at the camera? Where is it at? Yeah, do I want to look at the camera, or do I want to look to the side? Or just do both? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Right now, it does not matter. I'm not even gonna, I don't even want to process what I'm doing in these videos. I just want to make it habitual, regular thing that I do every single day. And then when I have the time, when work is consistent, when my life is consistent, when my food and stuff, things are more consistent, and the videos are consistent, then it can be changed if I want it to. Right now, it just has to be done. The only thing I have to remember with this stuff is to do it, push through the energy and functioning, and make sure it's in landscape, because most of them are recorded in portrait, which is probably going to be annoying. But I don't want them to go on the stupid YouTube short things. I want it to go on the normal video stuff. So it's just crazy, the things that I have that are set up for when I'm functioning better. Like, I know what exercise stuff I want to do. I know which books I want to read. I know which games, like video games, I want to play. I know some of the shows that I want to watch. I know that whatever, eating a certain way, certain things. It just has to be the smallest amount of effort, but still to the point where I can recognize it. And I have to recognize every day that I'm doing what needs to be done. I'm doing the stuff. I'm doing better every single day. I know that, and I'm just saying it out loud. But yeah, I think it'll be just interesting. It may be helpful for some people. Even if it's just friends or family or whoever maybe wants to understand me better, or if someone random wants to understand themselves better, maybe like some of the stuff that I've gone through, and some of the things that techniques and things and whatever strategy that I use for myself, maybe can help somebody else. But yeah. Ramble, nonsense, bric-a-brac and tallywhacks. And it switches so fast, because I knew I was going to force myself to do this video, for example. But the energy stuff is like kicking in, and I can feel it. My functioning is kind of kicking a little bit. That's why I try to move a little bit around, as you can kind of see. or I am staying like kind of in a locked position because it's difficult to explain, but I think that over time it'll be easier to understand. Just like doing the videos will be easier to implement into my life and become better and better over time. It's like anything else. Apply this to anything. Apply this to trimming your facial hair. Apply it to eating better or making like slightly better choices with whatever it is, any food or drinks, substances, whatever. Apply it to anything. It's like your pets. You want your dog to learn how to roll over? Okay, well, there's probably a few different things that are recommended for them to learn first. Like, they need to be, let's say they're a dog that likes praise first, okay? So you don't really use the treats that much, you use more praise. Then you want them to be able to sit. Then you want them to eventually be able to recognize that it's easy to sit and they're not always going to be getting praise for it. And then lay down, and then like lay on their side, and then like lay left or right. I'm not like a dog like trainer, but I'm just saying like this very, very, very small details. Not everything has to be a jump. Everything has to be, yeah, I'm gonna be recording everything 3 times a day, all these different things that I can see myself doing in the future. Right now, no, there's a reason why you're not doing it right now, because it's not part of your everyday life. It's not possible right now. It is possible over time, though. It becomes better and easier and more interesting over time. And it evolves with you as you get older. I keep saying you. Me. It evolves with me. And I do think that doing this for like, I don't really know how long I'm going to record stuff for. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't really know. It could be 10. I don't really know how long I want to do it. Maybe it'll just be random. But I think like at around 50 minutes or so, that's when I start to like get back into my non-functioning. If only I could just record every single thing all the time. Like I have this idea that I've thought of where I just put a camera on my forehead, or like have like a cool eye contact implant or something, or like in my beard, something like funny, my hat, I don't know. I've thought about just recording everything all the time, because then it can be seen, the things that I talk about, that I deal with. So I don't really know, like I said, in the future, I don't really know how this recording stuff is going to be, where it's like a typical vlog style where you cut in different, where I cut in different parts of my day. So like I could start right in the morning, as soon as I wake up, and I'm waking up and I'm describing the dream that I have, since I have vivid dreams almost every single night. I could do that, and then I could cut it out, or I could just keep doing the video to the length that I want it to be. Or I could just do them in the middle of the day, like right now, where it's just talking for as long as I can, or as long as I want to. Or maybe it'll be like moments where I'm not functioning. That's the issue, though, is like it's so difficult to record those moments because I don't even move like my body. My body is like in stasis. My executive functioning is just gone. And I can think and I know what I want to do, but like even like moving my hands to do things is like, it's very interesting. It's interesting, okay? I know that a lot of people go through way worse stuff. This is just a vlog thing about me. It's not saying that my stuff is worse or better. I would never like do that. I know like a bunch of people deal with things. But yeah. Could cut it up. Here's what I eat in the day. Here's me eating. Here's me going to the gym once I have that in my schedule. Here's me reading. I could read like a chapter on here. Here's me talking on the phone with somebody. I could have part of a conversation on here. Here's me, what did I say? Tetris. Here's me watch me watch an episode of SpongeBob, Adventure Time, Naruto, whatever. Random shows. A glimpse of me singing in the car. to music that I like all different types of music, like waking up or bedtime routine or hanging with Thunder and Lightning, the cats, or like their play time and brushing time and feeding time and how they like have an extreme bond with me and stuff. Social interactions, driving. It doesn't matter, like anything. Do I want that stuff implemented? Most likely, how it will probably go if I had to guess, is I will include all that stuff eventually. It'll take like a very long time because certain things are not even in the schedule right now. But at the very least, I want to do updates on everything once they're regular scheduled and everything. So like if I'm like trying to gain weight, for example, whatever, doesn't matter, I'm trying to gain this weight, then I can do either like, I don't think that it's really super necessary to do like progress pictures, but I can. I haven't decided if I want to do like still images in the videos or not, or if I want to do anything like that where I'm moving around, or if I just want to do normal like sitting and talking. I think I just wanted to be sitting and talking for now because that's what I can do and what I can manage. I just had to force myself with the getting through the barriers, but yeah, at updates at the very least. Oh, my curl went from 5 pounds to 7.5 or whatever the heck. I would hope that it's way better than that and not just 5 pounds, but it doesn't matter. Updates on the silly things that happen to me, updates on the mental, emotional state, gym stuff, reading, shows I'm watching, things I'm doing, dreams. Did I already say that? Probably. Yeah, and over time it'll be more structured. This will be more structured. This will be every day starting now, but over time it'll be more topic oriented. It will be more focused or more diligent with staying on some of the topic, but I think that I'm always gonna talk like this. It just might become more fluid. I'll probably get into a flow state with it where I'm almost just talking like I'm thinking, which would be great. That really gives you an insight onto some of the stuff that I deal with or experience or whatever. And this might be a good spot to record. I don't know. It's just like the phone is just wedged on the steering wheel. I think it would fall if I opened or closed the door, but it's fine. I started making a floor for my car so that I can store stuff under the floor, like a floor above the bottom of the car, so I can store stuff subfloor and on top of the floor. But I can't remove part of the stuff, so that's a little project. That's an easy little project. I just bought some of those extra hot Cheetos because my younger sister and I have a thing we both experience where we need like spice sometimes. It's funny. I hope it doesn't cut or damage the roof of my mouth like it does sometimes. Yeah. This is possible. Anything is possible to get better at. Just put a tiny bit of time into it. Not even an hour, not even 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be any of that. A little bit at a time. The smallest bit. We can do this. See you tomorrow.